What am I doing with my life? I knew what I should be doing. I knew what I needed to do, but I wasn't doing it.
The power of knowing that and actually having a direct experience with that part of us is why I do what I do.
I see this not talked a lot about in the online business space, men's self-improvement space. When it gets deep, that's when it gets difficult. Everything was just fear.
What would you want everyone on earth to know?
The answer is
You and I have been in connection for probably like a year now, right? It's been a year?
Yeah.
And we've been there through some pretty key moments.
Yeah.
So I really feel like we can elicit some beautiful stuff from each other.
Are you feeling open this morning?
I am feeling open. Are you feeling open?
I went to a coffee shop this morning and I was just kind of reflecting on like questions and thinking about this, and something came to mind. If you're willing to go deep.
I'm willing to go deep. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, as my coffee starts to spill. Yeah, I was actually, because I was thinking like, even of a name of the, like potentially if we make this a bit of a series, raw and real, but real with R-E-E-L. To kind of like a little wink to, you know, both of us in the real making space. So
My question for you is,
yes.
who are you without all of the labels?
Oh, who am I without all of the labels? Because that's a complex one, because we've got labels in the ego, then we've got labels in the spiritual personal development space.
Let's get into it.
Without the labels, an infinite soul. An infinite soul and the very light of creation. Like, I really do feel like that's all of us at our essence, stripped back without any labels. And the power of knowing that and actually having a direct experience with that part of us is why I do what I do. That direct experience there's nothing like it. It's like drinking mother's milk. It's going to the source. It's going to like the essence of everything. You don't need to compete. You don't need to take something from somewhere. You already have it. You already are it. So like, yeah.
An infinite soul, you said.
An infinite soul. Yeah.
What does that feel like on like a daily basis?
It feels expansive.
Say more.
So expansive meaning, so when you experience your body, and you know we've got differing like modalities and ways that we work with ourselves and with people, and the layers of the body that I know, so there's like the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the energetic. When I talk about the expansive feeling, that's me tapping into the energetic aspect of myself, and I feel myself just expand, right? So that's the expansion. It's like I can feel the corners of this room, and then I can feel beyond this building, and then I can feel beyond Bali. I can feel, you know, and that, it's like the most magical form of liberation that you can experience. And I feel like a lot of people tie themselves to those labels, like you say, and bind themselves to these expectations or so-called requirements, or the shoulds. They get bound, and so then they don't feel liberated. So they're kind of walking through the world like this, and then they're trying to manage it, and then they're trying to distract from it, and they're trying to, you know, do all of the things besides going, okay, what am I not feeling? All right, I'm not feeling that core of liberation and freedom. Let me actually just tap into that aspect of me, right? Which is what I guide people into. And then there's no more chasing. There's no more things to fix. Yeah.
I love that. I want to hear your thoughts on this, because I think the closest, I come from like analytical, mathematical, scientific background.
Yeah.
And so I love, but I'm moving more into the like the body, the energy space. And the closest thing that I can relate to that like expansive feeling is this idea of purpose in the last couple of weeks, and really the last year, this feeling I've felt this feeling of purpose, and the way I describe it is it's this like pull into something bigger, this calling, this I almost like zoom out of myself, and I see myself as like almost a vehicle, a vessel for something bigger, and that's been a new sensation, a new feeling to experience.
Can you describe that feeling and sensation to me? Like if you could point to it, or like what does it feel like?
The moment that I think about is my talks at Give It All, speeches, where I seem to lose myself. Like lose myself in the present.
Yep.
And I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
And I see myself like in the greater realm of the universe, of the stage. And so I almost think it's like this, I hesitate to say this because I'm like, is it wrong? Is it wrong? But like this emptiness inside of me.
Yeah.
This like disconnect.
Ooh, isn't that interesting? That's not a disconnect. That's you in your essential masculine nature. That is you in embodying the nothing. So you go from nothing, which is what a lot of the Buddhist teachings go, into the nothingness, into the everything as well, right? Because when you are nothing, you're also everything. That's duality, and that's exactly what you experience. So you become nothing, and then the everything is the feminine, right? Which we all have to embody both. But that is such a beautiful descriptor. When you get onto a stage and you are letting yourself be a conduit and a channel for a message that's related to purpose that you know is going to shift people, you let yourself empty and become that nothing, meaning like, poof, I disappear, ego disappears, Peter Meglis disappears, and the essence of who you are, your soul, steps forward and shines its light, and then you become one with everything. Yeah? I mean, isn't that spectacular? That's just...
It's so interesting. How did you learn that?
Over 10 years of embodied learning through the doing, I think you become expert when you teach a lot and you go and you see enough bodies in front of you, and you learn how to traverse the various layers. I mean, I'm a mystic at heart, meaning the mystic is the outer science is like the things that you can point to. Inner science is mysticism. So that like exploration of the unseen is the mysticism, and that's what really compels me. And like outer science is catching up. Outer science is becoming able to measure a lot of this stuff nowadays, and it will into the future. But the inner mysticism of like the places not yet discovered is my jam, and that's what I've been. Yeah, essentially, it's like that's what I live for. Is like learning all of this and then coming to know it as something that can be really something you can stand on, that's foundational, and it's just experience, Pete.
You've been through it.
I have, yeah. The experience is what makes it. And I wanted to just go back to, just quickly, that feeling sensation. Because I just want people to know about the felt sensation. Like, does it feel like you're being blown up like a balloon? Does it feel like, give me a descriptor of that sensation? What's the...
It's like a lightness.
Yes.
I think I feel this contrast to a lot of the like push energy, the I just need to like wake up and make reels and make YouTube videos and respond to this and I have 50,000 things and there's a pressure. It's like a weight on your shoulders, on my shoulders, and these moments of pulling into something more, it's like a feather, like a lightness, and man, I felt it last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing what? What were you doing?
I had a call, and maybe my best call I've ever had.
Yeah?
There's this in my story. I keep coming back to this feeling of what it was like to tutor in computer science in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I've
No,
told
you
you
haven't
much
told me
about
this. No, go for it.
in college. I used to be a computer science tutor, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I was drawn to it. It was just like I just wanted to do it. That kind of like leadership service position.
Yeah.
But I always remember these moments of someone coming to me with a question. How do I solve this? I'm stuck on this. And there's a particular space of trying to understand the question, where they are at, and the right question to ask them to guide them towards the answer. And not to say the answer is X is 5 here, because then they don't learn.
Mm-hmm.
But they're stuck at a particular part of the question. And I always loved that space of problem solving in the moment, trying to understand them. And then, maybe you ask a question and it kind of, they glaze over and they don't understand it. And then it's like, okay, let me go a little bit deeper. How about this question? And then the light bulb moment. I will never forget that feeling, seeing the gears turn and then they go, oh. And I felt that last night, but for someone struggling with a heaviness for life, for his life. And I don't know that I've found a better sensation than that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you saw him liberate himself from within?
Yeah. The thought process, the question to the thought process, to the realization, to someone who has a limited access to their felt sense and body, and I've been working on that, and it's been really rewarding to see him get more awareness into that. But to have him go unprompted, like, oh, if that's true, like, oh, I feel this like weight lifted off my shoulders, and I was like,
Oh, that's amazing.
and that moment, it's that moment, this lightness, this like source of just feather, lightness, energy comes in.
That's the expansion I'm talking about. That's the expansion that comes when you're actually in connection with the larger part of you. And I think sometimes we can all of the time, in most Western societies, we can become so obsessed with just this, how we appear, like the figure that we are, and all of the stories that surround us. And like your client who has been in, like shouldering all of this burden, they are so focused on like just this aspect that's appearing within them in the third dimension. They forget the brilliance and like the expansion. They are actually enormous. Like we as physical beings emanate from the field. The energy field does not emanate from us. So we're just a tiny little point that's appeared on the third dimension, but we are massive. And so this feather lightness that you're talking about, this like, like you could just keep floating, that's you tapping into the bigger part of you, right? And that is where you get your energy from. That's where you get to get your drive and your passion, rather than from the really, that sort of egoic, like I got that, or I, ticked that box. It's like, well, does it make you feel that featherlight expansion, or is it just a performance? Is it just something that you think that it looks good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference is it's so interesting when you've lived both sides, the purpose, but also like the status or the money. There's a moment a couple years ago, I was living in Denver, Colorado, had a nice car, apartment, and I remember I loved my Toyota 4Runner.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what that is.
It's like an SUV.
Okay.
But
so it's got like a four-wheel drive sort of
four-wheel
thing?
drive,
Okay.
all black, masculine, like has a winch on the front, like roof rack. And I pulled up to a friend's place for Thanksgiving, and I hadn't seen him since high school. And he's like, "Damn, like when did you get that car?" Like, ooh. And I remember that, like, oh yeah. But then going home and just feeling lost and empty and disconnected and like what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
But it's like this quick dopamine hit. But when I compare that feeling to this feeling, the feeling of purpose. It's like you're standing on something. And I love coming back to evidence. What can you stand on that's real?
Yep.
Who are you that you can stand on?
And to that point, I love the saying that wealth is what remains after the money is gone. It's kind of that. It's that exact thing. It's like, what are the unseen assets that you've actually built that you can actually stand on? Because it's not that Toyota 4Runner four-wheel drive thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, you might be able to sleep in it, I guess, if you need it.
I did.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I mean, like, in terms of, like, actually making you feel something true, it's going to be the other stuff. It's going to be the unseen stuff. Yeah, I freaking love that. I love this. Because it's like the sensation of performing for others. Isn't that just what, like, Western society has sort of set us up to be? Because I've experienced it so many times myself, and I remember using this analogy early on in my career in coaching and mentoring, was that, like, women would have the most perfect cake, right? Everything looks beautiful, like the icing, the little decorations, the fruit, all of the things, and there's like, it's just gorgeous, right? And that's all of your life accoutrement, the Toyota, the this, the that, the wardrobe, the jewelry, the signals and signs of status or of I've made it, the cake. And they have that, but then they don't actually know how to cut into the cake and get underneath it and get in there and enjoy, like, the actual cake inside. You know, it's like skating along the top of the cake going, look at how beautiful my cake is. Yeah. But do you know what the inside is like? Do you know what it feels like? Do you know what it is to bite into that cake, what it is to revel in the richness and in the depth of it and all of that? And it's like, that's exactly what we're doing with our lives, is making it all look pretty, thinking that we need to set it all up, and then the happiness comes, then the fulfillment comes, and it's like, oh, no, that's not how it works. How society has taught us, or how our particular cultural fields, the Western cultural fields, have taught us to strive for those things, and then those things will make you happy and fulfilled, when it's absolutely the wrong way around.
Yeah. I find it so interesting that what I see is so common is like, oh yeah, everyone says like money doesn't buy happiness, like status. But then there's this like undercurrent of like implied, like everyone will agree with, oh yeah, the car won't make me happy. But then like there's an unconscious belief that like it still will. And I don't know how to pick that apart or wrestle with it. Because it seems like there's like people know, but they don't believe. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like, it's the intellectual knowing of it, but they don't actually have the felt sense of the truth in their body.
Yeah.
And that's the Western the Western world's like biggest trap is the sort of, oh yeah, I know that stuff, but do you know that stuff?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like you'll see a reel and you'll like it and you'll, oh yeah, and then you keep scrolling, but do you know it? Do you understand it?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it part of you?
Yes.
When the comment comes about your car, about your apartment, like how do you act then? And I think that's the disconnect.
Yeah. Well, there's that saying, the knowledge is not wisdom until it's in the muscle. I think it's like an African tribe that says that, and it's you can have as much knowledge in the world, but if you don't have it inside you in your body, then it's not wisdom. It's not something that's actually going to move the needle in terms of your life, in terms of making things better. Quote unquote. It's like your life is going to be limited if you are just like connecting yourself to stuff and not looking into the invisible assets. And I will say, Ken Honda uses this term. He's the Zen millionaire guy. He's a really great teacher. He says there's these visible assets, which we all know what visible assets are, but the invisible assets are actually what, generate your abundance and generate your the flow in the world. But we're so focused in the West on the outer assets, right? And then it becomes this like endless competition, like the endless search for billions and the this and the cars and the blah, and it's like the emptiness underneath that. It's like, where can we stop just kidding ourselves constantly that this is something that we should be pursuing fervently, and let ourselves just be liberated? And then I really believe in letting yourself play in that space. You don't have to make it mean anything. Like, I like to wear nice clothes. Great. Yeah. I like to purchase these things. And it doesn't mean anything about me. It's fun. But it's like, it doesn't say anything about me. I like the depth of who I am is not like represented by whatever it is that's outside, Like, I think, we need to have a closer look at that for sure.
I speak to a lot of guys and women as well who wake up first thing, phone, like messages from the marketing team, from the Instagram, people reaching out, and it's like you come into consciousness and all of a sudden like you are nothing and everything is just like what needs to be done.
Yep.
And everyone's pulling at you.
Yeah.
And that sets up for your entire day.
It's literally, it's like, you get a certain allocation of energy, and when you do that exact thing, you're basically going, here you go, have all of my energy. So 90% of your energy is gone within the first hour of your morning. Yeah. And then you wonder why you're so freaking exhausted and can hardly drag yourself out of the house and to get things done. Because every time you focus on something, your energy gets sent there. And it's almost like, would you just wake up, groggy, and like open your bedroom door and invite a crowd of 1,000 people in? Yeah. Like, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. You're doing that virtually. Yeah. When you connect into your phone like that. It is madness. Yeah. And the worst way, like, honestly, it is literally like pollute your energy. That's like, do you want to pollute your energy? Go do that. Do you want to subscribe to all of the bullshit stories in our world? Go do that. Right? If you want to keep yourself the slave of the stories of our culture, go ahead and do that. But if you're in the business of rewriting your reality, like actually co-creating with the energy and like the powerful vision that you have and all of these, what's truly going to make you fulfilled, then you need to be the friggin' creator. you need to make that choice in the morning and go, okay, what do I want? What is it that's going, how am I going to contribute today? How am I going to add value today? That needs to happen before you go, what the heck is happening in the Strait of Hormuz today? You know?
Yeah.
Right? Because like what's going on in the world that I can sense at the moment is just harvesting energy. There's like everything is trying to siphon your attention and your energy, right? And so you get to choose. It's like a portion. You're opening your wallet and just throwing out all this cash and in energy to everyone else. Give it to yourself first. Mm-hmm. That's one of like the first laws of abundance, right? Pay yourself first. Give yourself that. And then go and contribute to the world. But do it from a place of sovereignty, of like true choice. I choose to go and do this. I don't think that maybe I need to do that, or I don't go because the news tells me that I need to go do this. I don't go and perform because there's this expectation. It's I choose as a sovereign being to go and add value, or I go and do whatever it is that I'm choosing to do in the world. Yeah. Like, that's where we need to be positioning ourselves.
Mm-hmm. What I find most interesting is that everyone will agree with us, and yet there's some piece that's missing, because we'll still wake up and you it's almost like you just find yourself scrolling for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Nobody opens their phone and is like, I'm gonna read through news articles and have my attention and energy sucked away from me. No one chooses to do that. No. So everyone agrees, but there's something missing between the knowing and the doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, because we're getting hijacked. Have you read Stolen Focus? Johan Hari. Oh my gosh, read Johan Hari's Stolen Focus, because he does a really excellent analysis of all of the, like, essentially the attention economy and like what is it doing to our actual brains. And like very simply, we can just talk about dopamine. Yeah. And we've really essentially allowed ourselves to access dopamine, which is our reward hormone, dopamine in a very, very easily accessible way. It's just a drug. It's a drug. So instead of efforting at something and putting in, like the hard yards and delaying gratification, everyone wants that instant rush to the blood, right? And so that is like just like tapping the rat that's tapping the sugar water, right? Yeah. It's like, I just want a bit of that. And I think we need to outsmart that. We need to outsmart this, like, I think his name is Cal something. He wrote the book Deep Work.
Cal Newport. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's him. But he wrote about, it's called the scarcity loop. And so basically all of the phone and the app manufacturers, everyone that wants our attention and energy, they're in the same business as the pokey business, meaning like the slot machines, whatever, the Las Vegas thing. Yeah. They're in the same business. They tap into the scarcity loop within our bodies as animals. And it's basically starts from that evolutionary aspect of our body, which is we used to wake up, need to forage for something to like have a little bit of fuel, and then go out and probably hunt, do like whatever, and we were in the mode of closing the scarcity loop, right? And we wouldn't know if that day we were going to get food or we were going to get berries or whatever it was. Like, we didn't know. And that is an evolutionary impulse that is so ingrained in our human bodies, our animal bodies, and that has been hijacked by tech. It's been hijacked.
Because it works.
It works. So we've got to go, okay, am I a dumb rat animal that's just going to like let somebody hijack my system? Or am I going to put things in place, practices in place that allow for me to make the call of how I use this tech? Like, am I going to let the tech use me, or am I going to use the tech? It's the double-edged sword. We all benefit from it, but we can all also spiral down with it. So that's the choice, right? You know, you sort of say like, yeah, there's that part of us. It's like, and we've got to go, okay, evolutionarily, I know why I really want to look at my phone right now.
Yeah.
I know that. And I also know that I could pick up a book. You know, like I am smart enough to know that I could pick up the phone and actually call somebody and talk to somebody. Or I could go have a coffee with somebody. What do I need? Do I need connection? Do I need, to be creative? Whatever, like actually let yourself stop the impulse and allow for that part of you that is, the higher self come in and say, I will not be friggin' manipulated by these people who are just wanting to get my attention and my energy.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Not letting it happen. It's funny. I actually feel like, because you're not even 30 yet, are you? So I'm 44.
Really?
I am.
I had
Get that
no
on.
idea.
Yeah. Like, I'm an example of my work, right? Like, stay connected to your light and, But as a 28-year-old, I could be a mother, Pete. 16 years between us.
Yeah.
Technically, I could be your mother.
Well, that changes the whole frame of this podcast.
Pete, I am your mother. But I actually do feel like, and I don't know where the studies have been done, but the 80s, being a child who has been in a space where, like, there were really, we had a computer, but that was like MS-DOS. I remember playing like alley cat games where, like the cat would jump over things with a space bar, and that was about it. But I grew up offline, completely offline, right into social media wasn't even a thing in my world until I was doing my master's at university in my mid-20s. Right? So my brain, I feel like, is one of my biggest assets in terms of, like, it knows the value of being offline, and it knows, and my body knows that, like, the time where attention wasn't constantly being siphoned. It would be the newspaper. And then, like, maybe, and I would read that over my dad or my mum's shoulder. But even the TV in Singapore, we would have TV only, like, it would be like a few hours a day. I remember sitting in front of the TV, like, with the fuzzy, like, there's this sign, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's like this digital thing where it's like the TV is offline. And I'm like sitting there like, come on, TV. Come on, like, and it would come on at, like, I don't know, 9 a.m. and then, or 7, I don't know, and then, like, close off at 8 p.m. or, after the news, right? A whole different world.
Yeah.
And so my system, and I believe probably a lot of elder millennials' systems, is able to remember what it was like before that. Like, what are your thoughts on that? As like, generationally, what do you feel is, how have you experienced?
I grew up without a screen for many years, but I played video games with my brother, my friends, but there was maybe an equal amount of time that was spent outside playing hide and seek, like, until 9 p.m. till it gets dark, and so I consider myself, like, on the border. Like, I've tasted both things.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard for this current generation who hasn't experienced that. And I really wonder, I think we both understand there's an energy, there's a vitality, there's a wholeness that comes when you get in touch with your felt sense, with your body. And I see this not talked a lot about in the, like, online business space, men's self-improvement space. because everything is pointed towards like the money, the job, the title, the women. But there's something underneath that's missing. And so, having said that, I've lived on kind of the boundary line. I was a software engineer, math, science, very analytical. Like my brain is trained to think through everything. All of the edge cases. What's going to happen here? Can I test this? What happens there? Have we thought through everything? And where I struggled was applying that same skill set that is rewarded at work to my life when it was starting to feel disconnected. And I knew what I should be doing. I knew what I needed to do, but I wasn't doing it. And I would watch videos. I would convince myself that, it's a self-improvement video, it's a business video, so I'm learning. I'm learning. But then I would start to spiral on the same problems. And I know, during this part of my journey, AI was there wasn't a ChatGPT. And so for me, it was books and YouTube videos, online creators, looking outside of myself, but also journaling for hours about what are my interests, what are my passions, where am I spending my time? But there was a disconnect, and I was trying to think my way out of a problem that needs to be felt.
Yes, Pete. Let's go. Let's go to the point where we're being deep and we're going raw and real. Like to the point where you and I sitting out on the grass at Tribal.
I still remember it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Like that was really that one of those moments.
Yeah.
Where you did that exact thing. Can you describe a little bit about like where you had been at and what led you to that space of, okay, I'm gonna actually go through through the sensation?
For the previous 2 years, I had convinced myself that of something that I wanted, based on how can I sustain my lifestyle, make money while traveling. Like I found the lifestyle. I have enough money to sustain me, but not for forever. And so how do I sustain this? And everyone talks about find your passion. The other side says don't find your passion. Don't bring money into your passion. And I was, bombarded with all of the opinions. What do I do? And my problem was I didn't know what I was passionate about. I was waiting for some spark. This is it, and it never came. And so I was stuck with, well, I'm kind of interested in this. I'm curious about this. But nothing like hit me. And so I decided, okay, well, I don't know what I'm passionate about. So let me just start with what I'm good at, some level of what I'm interested in. And so I used my skill set of I'm good at programming, building software, solving problems, and my lived experience of and mapping that to something that can make money. And so I went down the route of let me build some kind of software to help other people online. Started with travel bloggers. I was doing research into that, and then it turned into YouTube creators, and then started actually getting some feedback on what I was building, and had some pieces of feedback to double down on. Like this could actually, have some roots. And so went down that route. And all this time I was, journaling about my criteria for a business, for my life. I wanted something to build something out external from myself. I didn't want my results to be tied to my time. Wanted to build an asset. And it sounds amazing. Why would you not want that, you know?
Yep.
And something that can, make money while I'm sleeping, something that can grow, that I could exit or not have to put like my time into. But like I would accept that there's a what would you say?
Like a runway of time you'd have to put effort in.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I went down that route, building software, YouTube creators, working with people, but throughout that whole journey of maybe 3 years, I was meeting people in hostels, traveling, and still feeling this like disconnect inside of me. But I had a reason for it. I created a plan. Okay, for the next 2 to 5 years, we'll build the business, we'll make the money, we'll get the results, and then I'll get into what I started to actually get some feedback for and some flow and enjoyment of getting into deep conversations with people, asking them questions that they've never been asked before. People saying, I've never talked about this, like only to my therapist. Or like, you ask really good questions. And I was like, this keeps happening. What is that? And there was a little spark inside of me that started to go, there's something there because you enjoy it and it's something unique and you're getting feedback for it. But I don't have the results for it. I didn't go to school for this. I don't have any qualifications. I don't have a successful, I didn't exit a company, a business. Why should people listen to me? And so I said, okay, here's my master plan that I've thought through, and it makes perfect sense. 2 to 5 years, build a business, get the results, then people will listen to me. And once that happens, then I will get into what I really deeply care about, which is how can I help people overcome their own mental blocks and come back to themselves. But I can't do that now because, and I came back to Bali, and it's just such a weird, like the universe works in so many weird like ways. I knew what was stopping me from going down that path. I had notes, I had done the journaling, I had ideas about why I cared so deeply about people, why I asked these questions, why it was this was coming out of me. I already knew. But there was a moment where I joined an online community and he had a custom like GPT. And I was going through the course and I was, talking about how I'm like building and scaling my YouTube creation business, but how I'm also balancing this like my story and my, life lessons on the side. And well, it doesn't have that context. So let me just get it all my notes. Here's a bunch of stuff. And it surfaced this painful mirror of what I already knew, but was too scared to face. And I still remember that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I still remember that moment. I read the first 3 lines. And just started crying. Closed my laptop. I had to go upstairs and read the rest of it. When it gets deep, that's when it gets difficult. And that's when it hurts. And it was the next day, having gone through that and surfaced to myself all of the excuses that I was making. Everything was just fear. Everything was a loss of trust in myself. And it's so fascinating that literally the next day, we were catching up, and you were like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I was like, "Well, do you want to know the truth?" And we sat on the grass outside, and I shared what happened, and I don't even remember like what I said, but what I do remember was you sitting there and holding the space for me to allow what was coming up. And not go, "Oh yeah, here's your strategy, and oh, if you just do this." And that was the catalyst. And over the next, I don't even know, three months, like it wasn't a moment, it wasn't a switch.
No, never is.
But that was the turning point. The curtains had been, pulled aside, and I was looking at myself. And over the next couple weeks, I went into all of those things, all of the reasons why I wanted to get into this, all of the excuses that I was making. Why am I waiting 2 to 5 years to build this business so that people will listen? Like, they're already coming to me.
Yep.
And I knew everything. But there was a layer missing underneath that, which was all of the emotional experiences, all of the fear, the loss of trust in myself that needed to be felt and not turned into some, "Oh, I don't want to feel that, so like let me do this first," and then I was running away from that. And so it was a lot of journaling, grieving, feeling. And I remember you saying, like, this is a very fertile ground. And it was exactly that.
And you planted some seeds that are already bearing fruit in quite a short period of time.
Yeah.
I remember the question that I asked you that actually tipped the thing. And the question was, do you trust that your soul has got you?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was it.
Yeah.
And like that's obviously mirrored in what you had received from the reflections in the GPT. And it just...
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what you said before about being the person who is able to ask the like some good questions, and able to sense it, and able to deliver it, and able to hold space, like the value in that is what you're doing for people now as well. value is what? You know? It's infinite.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah. But I was telling a friend this a couple nights ago that I don't see a lot of people with a level of self-awareness to the point where they can stand on a foundation that they know goes back decades. I see a lot of people that they've done the math and this is the dream life and I want to travel and have freedom and this is my number. And like, I believe them, but what is underneath that? Like, do you know who you are when you're not performing without your title? Do you know, have you met your inner child? The kid who's still inside of you he's 5 years old, 8 years old, he's 12. There's a part of you still inside of you that needs something. And do you know he exists? Have you gone through the emotional experiences that you had as a kid growing up? Do you know what you were doing, how you were unique when you were 2 years old? And my friend was asking, where did you get your, structure and clarity from? And I was explaining that my parents have showed me videos of me, I probably still have the clip, like taking a box of like candy gummy bears and just like pouring them onto the ground and then one by one putting them back and then pouring them out again and then putting them back.
Were they color coded?
But that, and then going throughout like years of developing my analytical brain, software engineer, years of journaling and introspection and trying to understand my life and my values and where I'm spending my time and what interests me. And that, all of those threads that I've pulled from not just, this is what I want, but this is who I am. That is what I'm standing on now. And that is what I want to help people find.
Peter Meglis, that is so stunning.
Thank you for being there.
It's an honor.
It's hard work.
It is. It is. Which is why we need people around us to support us through it.
Yeah. I couldn't have done it if you hadn't been there.
Thank you. It's like it just warms my heart so much to feel that and receive that from you.
You are a gift.
Thank you. Oh, it makes me cry too. Like having witnessed you go through and really meet those shadow aspects the darker aspects within you in real time, in public, and then knowing that you were still being so honest with yourself in private, like just not hiding. Like this has created another human in the world who has that clarity and that ability to be the same for others. What a gift. What a gift to our collective you are already in just such a short period of time. We're talking months, not even a year.
Yeah.
You've been able to just hit the ground running. And even just thinking of the souls that you've already touched, like the men you've worked with and the women you've worked with, you know, like their lives have changed, and you can already sense and feel the ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Of all of that moving out into the world. Oh, like shifting and changing individual lives is always what's going to help shift that collective.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a huge contribution.
This is so good.
So good. Oh my God. Okay, I know the red light's on, but I have one question for you that I know is, because I wrote a few down that I was like, I think we've already covered most of them.
Yeah.
But I have one that I think is really lovely, illuminating. It's like it's a clarifier. Deathbed question. You've died, right? You come to the end of this one wild, magnificent life of yours, and you're in the transition into like your soul, like just leaving this body, and you're kind of looking back at Earth, and you're looking back at your life, and you're looking at the people around you who love you and you've loved, and like all of the things that you've done, and you get an opportunity to like transfer one single file, let's say, using your software engineer speak, like a little piece of code.
Yeah.
That's like, that you could just put into everyone's bodies, brains, operating systems, that they would now know is true. What would you want everyone on Earth to know at its essence?
The answer is already inside of you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know. It's already there.
Mm-hmm.
I hear this all the time on calls. Oh, you know, I need some clarity on next steps, how to do this. I'm not really sure. And I go, okay, if I held a gun to your head, what would you do? And then it's like, okay, well, I'd start this thing, and here's where it'd start, and this is how I'd be different. And I'm like, did you just hear what you said?
Mm. Mm.
We already know. But somewhere up here, something's going on that what that thing is not good enough. It's not cool enough.
Mm-hmm.
Something in there goes, I don't fully trust myself to go all in on that.
Yeah.
And then we latch on to, oh, well, how would I make money and how would I scale it? And, you know, it's not an external thing that I'm building. But you already know. And there's some signal in your body that is being overridden by your brain. And if you can build the awareness to get in touch with that, it's not in an Instagram reel. It's not in a YouTube video. There is a relationship that you need to develop with yourself. Something you need to face. Something you need to understand. And that is where the answer is.
Pete, thank you. This is the perfect place to complete, I think.
Yes.
What a freaking pleasure. Raw and real and deep.
I love this. I love this. We need more conversations
We
like
need
this.
more conversations like this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So lush. What a privilege. We get to call this work.
Yeah,
Like,
really. Yeah.
yeah.
Unreal. I
Amazing.
would never have expected myself to be here. Thank you for your openness and your energy.
Thanks. It's been such a pleasure.